don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that's damn stay true.
The individual on the screen, I ain't gonna call him a man. There's nothing about him manly. So I'm gonna call the individual on the screen that you've seen before you is accused of taking a young lady out into the woods to have his way with her without her permission. Ironically, this is supposed to be a teacher. And what you're going to see his reaction to what he did. You might get angry, but it will be a very sickening response. So we're going to see exactly how this story played out and see what punishment came his way, if any.
How's it going? You got ID on you? Is there any reason that a school counselor is meeting with a 15-year-old girl outside of school up in the middle of the woods?
I have reason, yeah.
Okay.
It's not what they suspected.
Not what... I have reasons to meet a 15-year-old in the woods. That's not what they suspected. If you think that it would be a suspecting thing, maybe just don't do it. Hear me out. Okay, let's say you're a nice guy. Just a regular counselor, great counselor, amazing counselor, the best ever, best counselor. Maybe you should have thought of this. If people hear about me going out into the woods with a 15-year-old girl, they may think something about this. So in an effort to make sure nobody considers me something I'm not going to do this. I thought, just trying to help you out. But something tells me that exactly what they're suspecting you of possibly doing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the deal. I've been doing this job for 7 years, and you hiding in the woods tells me otherwise.
Sure.
So,
Don't agree with that.
you don't?
No.
You really don't think that it's unprofessional that you're up here in the woods with a 15-year-old girl?
I would say that I crossed the line professionally. I would say it's not what I think you're insinuating it to be.
Okay. Hey, Jeff. It's
Talking. I don't believe in I'm just a natural. That doesn't help you. In fact, you look more creepy. It gives more of a idea that you're more Hannibal Lecter than anything else. It's giving off the persona that I dismember people, and I do it quite often. But at least I clean up after myself, where you can't find any of the parts that I've done this to. So, but I fully am against the idea that you think I'm somehow either cannibalistic or a murderer. I would no. I just simply remove parts from bodies. That's all I do. I mean, yes, they're alive while I'm doing it, but that's not the same thing as you're suggesting. Of course not. I mean, you see how stupid that sounds? That's how remedial this monkey. No, it's not what. I mean, yes, it might. I may have crossed the line professionally, but it's definitely not what you're thinking it is. I mean, I disagree with the way you're portraying this. Okay.
So this 15-year-old girl was up here in booty shorts, and parents came up, found a street bike near where her location was showing. She came out of the woods, and some male had ran off and hid in the woods. It was initially called in as a welfare, that they were worried about the daughter, that she was going to kill herself. Well, the reason is they came up here and found a bike, and then a male had ran into the woods. Daughter's wearing booty shorts. The male finally came out. It is her school counselor. He is 29 years old. They said he finally came out of the woods after they were up here for quite a while. He came walking back out to his street bike here. She's in tiny little shorts and a sweatshirt is all that she's got on. So just give you guys an idea what's going on. I contacted the detective sergeant. He's going to send 2 detectives up here because of the situation, him being school counselor, your daughter being up here with him. So 2 detectives on their way up. Your daughter's just hanging out in the back of the car.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of go keep an eye on her. I don't believe there's anything she has that she can like herself with, but she's said it multiple times.
Okay.
That if we didn't leave her alone, that she will herself.
I would venture to say that maybe the counselor put that in her head. Just, again, I'm not a fortune teller or nothing. And again, this is a cold watch. You're watching with me. I'm going to go on a limb to tell you that maybe that the counselor guy put that thought in her head as an option. And I kudos to the father. Kudos to daddy. That's a very well controlled individual. It wouldn't be me. I'm just letting you know, wouldn't be me. No, no, I pull up there and my no, I think the police would definitely, I definitely call the police, but like after, after at least one good swing, one. See that? No, what I'm doing is making sure he doesn't just leave. See, I can't restrain the man. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. That's just, I'd be wrong. No, I'm simply helping him rest until the cops show up. I'm doing a civil service. That's all it is. Really. I mean, a bear could have done it, and I don't want a bear. Bears don't have no self-control. I at least have a little self-control, so let me do it. I'll just help you out. Just a little.
Okay.
Over the situation because she didn't want us to find out who she was in the woods with. And we said, hey, if he's an 18-year-old boy, no problem. We'll be gladly give him his keys to his car back and we'll leave.
When you got here, where'd they go?
When I pulled in walking and I said, well, whose bike is this? And she said, oh, I don't know. But then she went and took her phone off of it. And I said, well, you know whose bike it is. We got loops around the property, safe places to run. And then when she's up on Road, I'm like, there ain't nothing good that can. I thought I was going to come up here. Maybe she got hit by a car. Or, you know, who knows? Somebody pick her up. I'm freaking out. Like, she's not picking up. Her phone's not even moving. And
did she drive up here or did?
No, she said she was going on a run. I don't know if she hopped on that bike and came up here, if he picked her up and brought her up here, or if she actually ran her little butt up here and met him up here. I don't know.
This was not the first time Heather's 15-year-old daughter had come to meet 29-year-old Sam at this exact location, but there was still much that both her parents and the police did not know. To make matters worse, Sam had been hiding in the woods for 45 minutes and only came out after Heather's boyfriend fired shots into the air.
Oh, I was wrong. I was... Kudos, Dad. You see what that is? That's putting the fear of God right back in that man's soul. Oh, you hiding? I got something out here I think it might intrigue you to come out before it finds you. I like that. I like that. Papa. Oh no, hey, how y'all doing? Hi. Hey, ain't no need for all that, man. Look, listen. I get it. I get why you would come out all of a sudden. I see it.
With that, many dark secrets about the high school counselor were about to come to light.
I know I'm being asked to stay, right? I guess I wasn't directly being asked to stay, but I know you have my ID and my key.
Yep. You're not going nowhere.
Sure.
There's 2 detectives on their way up here. They're going to be coming up to talk to you.
Sure.
So just hang tight over next to your bike.
Okay.
They're going to be here soon.
Okay.
And the detective sergeant is contacting the school to find out as to why you're up here with a 15-year-old girl hiding in the woods.
He mental. Maybe y'all can see it too. There's nothing behind those eyes right now. It is vacuous right there. There's nothing. I'm gonna say this. He's done this multiple times. This is not the first rodeo. She might just be the most compliant one, but I'm betting you money that they're gonna find evidence that he's been doing this a lot and against a lot more people against their will.
Interesting.
So you can go and wait over next to your bike.
One last question, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
What crime am I being suspected of?
Crime?
Yeah.
Okay, well, right now would be a potential offense.
And what evidence to put me other than just the circumstances?
So
That's the evidence. How the hell are you a counselor, bro? Like, how? What resume did you fabricate to come up with this? What evidence is there that says I'm in any kind of trouble? Let me see. So you're in the woods, okay? Yeah. You're in the woods with a scantily clad lady. Okay, cool. And the lady happens to be 15 and you are 29. Statutorily, that ain't supposed to be the case because you ain't daddy, uncle, nothing. Circumstance, problematic, evidence. Huh? Okay. I don't see how this is not rocket science. It's not brain surgery.
Is that what it is?
So, okay, let me, before you start to try to YouTube lawyer it up, let me inform you right now, based on reasonable suspicion,
Sure.
which is Terry v. Ohio,
That's what
I
I'm
can
thinking.
reasonably detain you for the time being for an investigation. You were up here, you're 29 years old, you were a school counselor. You were up here with a 15-year-old girl that is wearing very short shorts. She was hiding from her parents. She came walking out, most likely from the back of the bushes, wherever you guys were. Her phone was sitting on your bike. You were hiding in the woods for almost an hour. So, based on that information, at this time, I am telling you, you are not free to go.
Yes.
I like that Ossifer. That Ossifer is a great man. I like how he broke that down. That is what you call a piecing up. Okay. If you've ever watched, y'all don't may not watch boxing a lot. If you watch a good boxer will piece you up. It's not always about that haymaker that knocks you out. A lot of the time, it's the lead up to the one last hit that puts you out of commission. You know, the succinct jabs, pow, to have your head doing this, now, this, and this, and this, and that's that's a piece enough. And then a cacao, and then the cack, whoo, boom, down to the floor. Great job, Ossifer. You just did exactly what I wanted you to do. Piece him up. His head was. That was beautiful. That was well done. Well done.
Understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait next to your bike.
I will. Thank you.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, there's something weird about this guy. He's giving me he's weird. He's smirking. When he's asking if he's free to go, I'm informing him no. He's asking why not, and he's sitting there smirking. There's something weird about this guy.
She wasn't picking up her phone, and then I look at the find your phone thing, and I noticed her phone's up here, and I'm like, why is she up here? This isn't a safe space for her. Years old, little short shorts, out running, So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna book it up there. And then I find her right here walking towards me and the bike when I pull in, and I drive back there and I don't see anybody. I'm like, who are you with? Some guy named Ray, she says. I met him on Snapchat or something. He's 18. 18, well, what school does he go to? Where?
Not that makes it any better.
Yeah, met him on Snapchat. So then I'm like, well, now I'm even really concerned because that's not a good mood. That's not safe. If he goes to school, what school? You don't know what school. And so she's just like, just leave it alone. If you don't leave it alone, I'm going to myself. You don't think I'll do it? I'll do it.
The mom had begun suspecting that something was developing between Sam and her daughter about 5 months before the incident, when her daughter was reported for missing classes to meet with the counselor. She went to the school unannounced to tell him to stop meeting with her daughter, but this had no effect, as Sam later appeared unexpectedly at Heather's family ski trip and joined them, even recording the girl skiing on his phone, which neither parent liked. The two had been communicating frequently on Snapchat, and Sam would often ask her to send pictures in which she looked hot, according to him.
Do you have your cell phone on you? Let me see your cell phone. Based on exigent circumstances and the fact that you could be destroying evidence of a crime, taking your phone for the time being.
You can do that?
Yes, they. There's no way. Okay, maybe he's just acting stupid, okay? But the mere fact that you choose now to act stupid is stupid. What, bruh?
Have your daughter's phone?
Hand your phone over.
Gonna be some detectives that are coming up here to talk to you. Okay, one of them is Detective Albright, and the other one is Detective Richards. They're going to be coming up here to talk to you, okay? They should be here pretty soon, and the detective sergeant's not far behind them. But for the time being, we're taking both phones. You've been up here for an hour, roughly?
At this point, it's probably been longer than that. So I probably got up here about 2:10.
Okay. I'm going to add that into the call. Daughter told mom that she's going out for a jog.
She's
Going out for a jog. They live down here. Was going out on a jog. Mom noticed that she wasn't back yet. Started calling, trying to figure out where she's at. Check the phone app, sees she's up the road. So mom drives up here, finds daughter's phone on this street bike, and daughter nowhere around. Starts to go around the corner, and here comes daughter out around right in front of the car. Starts asking her, well, where's the person that's on this bike? She tells him it's a boy that she met on Snapchat that's 18. She's like, okay, well, what's his name? Says like Ray. And then she's like, okay, well, if he's 18, have him come on out. He doesn't need to be hiding in the woods. And they were here for over an hour. And it wasn't until she started calling 911 that he came out of the woods from right here, hiding in the brush. And is her high school counselor. High school.
How old is he?
29. He gives me weird feelings because he's smirking like he's, he initially asked me why I was requesting like his ID. And I told him, well, because you're a school counselor and you're up here with a 10-year-old girl who is wearing booty shorts, who just you hid in the woods the entire time her parents were here.
Detectives found Sam's number saved as my love with a heart emoji in the girl's phone.
Dang. This would be where you consider things grooming at this point. Okay. So let's see how this would work out. A young girl having identity crisis issues, maybe even some parental issues. Okay. Is thinking about self-harm, decides to go to the school counselor. School counselor is already a pervert. School counselor says, hey, you know, self-harm is not good. You're such a beautiful young lady. Why would you even think about doing that? She recognizes that, hey, he thinks I'm okay. Maybe he might be onto something that I don't need to kill myself. He realizes, hey, I just gained some trust. I might be able to get some stuff off of this girl. I'm going to keep doing this. Becomes the friend, and keeps meeting with her to make sure that she stays on the straight and narrow mentally. That's what he tells her. Feelings start to become involved on her end, and his only goal is to try and get what he wants from her. That's what it sounds like to me. Ends up being grooming. Grooming. Now, this detective here, though, she looks as shocked as I am that the idiot was asking the kind of stupid questions he was asking. It's almost like, is he retarded? Like the look on her face, it looks like she's trying to tell herself it's not a funny situation. It's not supposed to be, but this particular individual sure is acting stupid enough for me to want to laugh at him. I can't say I blame her.
With the last message sent alerting him that her parents had taken his bike keys and taken a picture of his license plate, while most of the messages had already been deleted. While detectives interviewed Sam, he was visibly shaking and looked very uncomfortable after coming to know that one of the detectives had already contacted his wife and told her everything about the evening.
He lucky he didn't get his ass whooped from her. Look, okay. If that's the wife in the hat there, hear me out. If that's the wife in the hat, and she looked like she do CrossFit at minimum, right? She looked like she might do some CrossFit. And I know something about them CrossFit girls. Them CrossFit girls don't play. They can get down now. They can be violent. You look, and you don't look like you fight. You're lucky that she didn't find this out free, because it would have been the most valid crash out, though, for real. It would have been the most valid crash out. I wouldn't have blamed her to whoop his ass on the spot. And if I were the cop, I wouldn't have stopped. Like, this is a domestic issue that they're working on. This is he's a counselor. He gonna counsel his way out of this, Your Honor. I didn't know what to do. It looked like they were talking. Animated talking is what it looked like.
He lied to them, saying that he was there because the girl needed help with family matters, but admitted that it was unprofessional to meet her like that and that he might have ruined his career as well as his marriage. On the other hand, the girl became defensive about Sam during her interview, saying he did everything because he cared for her more than anyone. Two of the detectives who contacted Sam's wife moments later were told that she thought Sam had met with an accident and was very anxious. She also said that Sam had always had boundary problems with female students, something they fought about quite a lot. In a detailed interview, she confessed everything that had been going on between her and Sam.
I thought he was dead. I was ready to report him missing.
Yeah.
I videoed me sobbing, being like, please just come home.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
That makes me so sad.
I was so worried for him. And then to find out he was just getting caught by police, I was about to give up both of my jobs for him and move wherever he wanted, so he could further his career. He did completely manipulate her too, being like, if this got out, and how twisted that is, and how that girl didn't deserve that kind of manipulation. Like, it's so messed up. I knew I wanted out, but I went in, I was just like, you're going to be completely honest with me, and the second I think you're lying, I'm getting out, and I'm leaving, and you're never going to hear from me again. So I asked name, or like who she was, right? How long it had been going on, and that's when it was like the whole time. He'd been talking to her.
The whole time?
The whole time. We were back together.
Oh,
yeah.
When did you guys get back together?
It was shortly after Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a snow day where he went to see her, and I remember looking up to see if he was right and looking back to our photos. And it was literally right in between seeing me. Like, he'd stayed with me 2 nights, and then he went home, must have seen her, and then came back to me the next day. And I remember asking him, I was just like, are you sure there isn't anyone you want to date before, like, like, you want to do this? I know it's going to be hard work. Like, you don't think about anyone you saw before me? Like, are you sure?
Right.
And he had said, no, like, I'm sure, like, there isn't anyone that I, like, want to see. But he had said that things had just gotten, like, romantic with someone around Valentine's. Later, he had told me that he had kissed someone on Valentine's Day. But he didn't tell me he did anything else. Yeah, he told me he had gone on a few dates with someone who was younger than me. And I remember that freaking me out, being like, are you just going to want to date someone younger than me, like, at a later point?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. Like, I don't know. I don't even look at 21-year-olds, right? Like, or if I find out someone's 21,
Yeah.
So, like, don't. He said it was a former student. With what, like, little information he gave me, I did end up finding, like, her TikTok.
So I was right. Professional groomer. Professional.
That's where I saw the video of her wearing his shirt. And I can send that to you right now if you want it.
That would be
I have
awesome.
the pictures.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Do you have photos of him wearing the shirt?
Yep, he's in it.
That would be great.
He is in it.
So you had told me earlier that you sent those to him?
I did, and I was just like, she's literally wearing your shirt.
Yeah.
And then he had responded in some way that just like, do you like what if they look at my phone again? And I was just like, sorry, but also like not sorry.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah.
Like, this looks really bad. Like, this is horrible. Like, get rid of, like, I don't know.
Did he explain?
No, he didn't. He just was just like, this, like, why would you send this to me over the phone? Like, this makes me look bad. And that was pretty much it.
Rachel also told the detective that one of his students had told her friends that he imagined her face while having sex with his wife, and that he wanted to face. Although Rachel and Sam were no longer living together, he came to her apartment that day to collect his bike, saying that he just wanted to take it out for a ride. Watch as Rachel reveals that she herself had been a student at the same school.
Damn. Look, it better not be that he was a counselor for that long, that he groomed his wife. She's 24. It's a 5-year gap, right? 5-year gap. If he started there early enough at 21 or so, 22. He could have been grooming her too. Damn.
And had interacted with Sam during her high school years as well.
Just from going through her phone, she seemed to like really struggle with the fact that you were in the picture still, and she didn't seem to know quite if she had a feeling, but you know.
Wait, so she didn't know that Sam and I were together?
It seemed like she had a feeling, but I don't think he was clear with her about it.
About like how that was going?
Yeah, because I don't know, and I think it kind of changed over time is kind of the way I interpreted just from some of her notes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you ask him if there was ever anyone else, other students?
Yes. He had said there was only one other student that he had said I love you to, but didn't give a name, just that they were part of his game theory. Both students were reaching out to him. He said that they would talk over Discord. Yeah, and he completely deleted everything. Like
he deleted whole apps.
Yeah.
Not just like data off the apps, but like whole apps, the whole conversation.
Thank goodness for forensic detailing that they can more than likely recover said deleted information. He looked like he groomed his own. This lady looked like he might have groomed her, and he's in the business of groom, which means might have been right that he had been doing this for a while, and he had done it to multiple girls.
Albums and stuff. So
yikes, albums.
Yeah, about kissing another.
Yes. But I didn't connect him because I didn't know at the time. Right. Like, I think he was just kind of like spinning
some version of some truth.
Right. Yeah. To not have to admit to the full truth.
Did he say where they at?
No.
Was it like in her house or?
No, I think it was in his car. It had to have been in his car. I was a current student, Sam's first year. I think you already know that.
I think you told me that the first time we talked.
Yeah. And then we met because we matched on Tinder.
After you graduated.
After. But my sister was still a current student.
She might want to check with.
But he said he had looked me up in like computer system too. It's like, see.
Wait, when you were a student?
No. Oh. When we had matched again. And like looked me up
to see if you're
and just like see who I was again.
Do you think he ever did that? Did he ever say he did that to other people? Or
he had dated another girl from my graduating year before he met me, and I think he would have done the same thing.
A fool and his vices. The habitual part of this nature is never going to allow them to just do it once. Never allow them to just do it to one person. It'll be done to everybody that he can get it done to. That man that you saw, that thing that claims to be male is indeed a pedo 3DO philo, okay? Straight up unequivocal.
Because I think he's done this for probably everyone, right? Like,
you think so? That feels like a violation.
Right, yeah.
Who was the other student?
Her name's, but I remember asking Sam if he had remembered me. And he said, obviously he did because he was like looking me up. But he said that he did, and that he had liked the way that I looked at him, even though I'd only looked at him twice.
He's saying that because that normally works. You see, a term of endearment, a compliment, something that will make you feel like your whole decision-making process is amazing. Everything about you is endearing me to you. And I really am appreciative that you see me for who I am. That means that you're a great person. That kind of stuff. Groomer behavior. Groomer.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know he had a Snapchat before that day.
Oh, actually, when I did his Snapchat warrant, it showed that he had blocked you. Why? I didn't know he had it. No, I know. You have any questions, don't hesitate. Like, I'm glad you got the report. I thought it'd be better for you to just have it in front of you instead of like hearing it from me.
So I know it's in the report. Did it go any further? That's reported?
Not with this victim. So I believe everything she said. Like, I think that if they did have actual like force that she would have told us. Something. Yeah, and I really think she would have. And I think she's being honest about everything she said did happen. So it's like fingers and that kind of thing. And she also is, I believe her too, because she also is kind of like made statements of like, I didn't do anything to him. Like she was just like uncomfortable with that because she's so young. Like it's kind of scary, you know? Yeah. So like her whole reaction to that whole thing was very like genuine. Yeah. And she was like, I didn't do anything to him. And
the only issue I have with the assessment of the investigator here is someone who's been groomed well enough will never try to throw their groomer under the bus. They will do everything in their power to keep that person safe. They never did anything to me. I allowed certain things, or they'll try to make it as simplistic as, no, we never did anything really bad. We only did this because that's not too bad. In their mind, their little mind, they don't think that's too bad. It's not like the other thing. He would have never done that.
You know, then there's the statement of like, she told him she didn't want to, and he said it would be making love. Yeah. And so, yeah. So it all just seems to like add up with everything we found. And I think she's being genuine about it. And yeah. So
it's really interesting because Sam always used to think himself as the guy that like wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe he genuinely thinks that he loved her too. I guess I don't know. But he said he would only sleep with people that he loved.
I don't know why they're trying to make sense of this. I don't know why. I don't get this one. It could just be, here's a good one, and it could just be that the dude's sick in the head and he needs to be taken off the street. Okay. In the words of Joe himself, they need to be taken off the street. Just take him off the street. Just do it.
Maybe they jump so fast into loving people.
Maybe.
Because I seem to escalate pretty quick from what I know.
Yeah, and things went fast between us too, which also now is a red flag for me. In any relationship. Yeah.
Since most of the chats had been deleted from Sam's phone and the girl's phone, detectives requested records from Snapchat,
there you go,
which revealed several disturbing details. Sam had told the girl that it was okay for her to harm herself if she wanted to, and they had exchanged numerous messages suggesting that they were in love and missed each other. Some messages also implied that interactions had also taken place either on school premises or in Sam's car. On the day they were discovered, the girl was taken to the hospital after displaying self-harm tendencies and was later assigned a therapist. The therapist informed officers that Sam had been involved with the girl for approximately 2 months before they were caught.
Jeez.
The girl also stated that the two of them used to make out in the school gymnasium after boxing sessions that were meant to help her manage her anger, and that on one occasion, he tried to penetrate her while they were alone in his car despite her objections. She reported that they had met at the same location where they were eventually discovered on numerous occasions, often out in Sam's car. In a later interview, the girl told officers that Sam had come to her house while her parents were away and had engaged in oral sex with her. All of these disturbing details gave officers enough cause to make their next move.
My grandmother's on her way to come get me. Can I tell her to turn around?
Yeah, we'll let you use your phone here in just a minute, okay?
I appreciate that.
Let me just get these cuffs on.
Sure.
Fit okay? All right. So these are your Miranda warnings. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right at this time to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned.
Sam, do you have a key to the house here? Yes, because we have a search warrant for the residence, and we don't want to have to force the door open. So if you can show me which one of the keys it is that'll open it. I'm assuming probably this one.
Those go in this case here. It's not my home.
I know.
Right.
But we have a warrant for the house, regardless.
He's still really trying to be this super lawyer tough guy. Well, this isn't my home. I don't know if you can actually check anything. I mean, it's not like you guys have the rights to do that. I mean, what are you really detaining me for? All I did was talk to one of my the ladies I was counseling, I didn't really do anything. That was kind of reason.
See the other keys in your other pocket? No, I'm saying that the
the
AirPod case.
AirPod case is that's what's in his pocket.
All right. Go ahead and turn your head that direction. Sure.
Breathe, buddy. What you gonna say?
Oh, she has to bring her car back. Yeah, I have the keys, but I can bring the car back too. I just need a ride back. Yeah. Hey, Sam. So I'm not going to ask you any questions, okay? I just wanted to say something real quick, if that's okay with you. So listen, I know people make mistakes, right? Okay. This is not equaling a conviction right now. It's just probable cause, okay? I know people make mistakes. That being said, it's not the end of life, right? Okay. So if you could please do me a big favor and do everyone a big favor and take care of yourself and not do anything kind of silly and rash or hurt yourself in any way, okay? Because that's going to put a lot of pain on other people and we don't need that, okay? This is something that is not the end of life, right? Okay? I just want to make that really clear and nobody wants that.
Thank you.
Okay?
Really? It's not the end of life? I mean, you don't know that. I mean, ironically, you don't know that. Like, this is just you don't know. This could lead to a lot more things. This could lead to more people saying that he did penetrate and he did actually use school campuses to do it. And there are some women that could come forward and say, so you don't know it's not the end of life. It could be very well the end of it. It could be now that he's worth the chair, fried, no water, just shock, gone. It could be the end of his life. Don't lie to people like that. You could say, we don't know if it's the end of your life, but it could be. I don't know how you could make that statement.
All right. Thank you.
You know what this reminds me of? I'll give you a life story for me.
Hello,
Real
and
quick.
welcome.
I've had my history, absolutely, of being a horrible person when I was younger, and I can tell you, whenever situations got me in a caught position, the first thing that went through my mind wasn't remorse, was regret that I was caught. Not remorse, not sadness that I did something. I was mad, and that mad turned into more of a reflective, somber behavior, but not because I was remorseful. Actually, I was more mad because now I'm under a spotlight. That's what this feels like.
Welcome. I'm Sam, Freshman Academy Counselor. I'm all things freshman. As you've seen, Ed and I are a partnership. We're here to support you, and ultimately our goal this year is to help you feel like you belong. Whether or not it's being a part of a sport or an activity like game theory, come join. We're a bunch of nerds. We have lots of fun. Or you feel like a teacher really cares and invests in your well-being. That's what we want for you.
That's the groomer. That's the groomer. That's how you do it. I care. I care. I care. I care. You want someone to care? Come to me. I care. Tell me all about your struggles.
You'll be connected with your advisories today so that you have dedicated time with the students in that class and your advisor. That's the important part of this year. I'm here to help. Mr. Stewart, the side, while I am the personal side. So we are here to support you in every way that we can. Again, welcome to Hi, Sam, Freshman Academy Counselor.
After the school learned of Sam's misconduct, he was immediately placed on administrative leave. When the girl was asked why she had not told the police the truth earlier, she explained that Sam had told her he would himself if their secret came out.
School? It is not a question of if he was doing something. He did. You that's not even a question for the. So you know it. That's provable to you without even court document. That's just proven. That's inappropriate. Administrative leave? Nah. Fired. Removed. Dismissed. Vacated. Exercised. Pink slipped. Deboot. Removed. Administrative leave. You know, I'll never get it. I'll never get it.
Detectives also met with the parents of another student with whom Sam had been interacting in a very similar manner,
See?
and who said they believed he posed a threat to their child. In addition to these offenses, Sam had given Heather's daughter vape cartridges and a marijuana bud on Valentine's Day. On that same day, he reconciled with his wife after living separately and also began dating the girl. Consequently, his educator's certificate was permanently revoked,
Thank God.
and he was charged with the following.
Wow. Forcible actions of coercive sex on a child in the 3rd degree, child molestation in the 3rd degree, sexual misconduct with a minor in the 1st degree, delivery of a controlled substance, possession of depictions of a minor engaged in said activity and explicit conduct.
He was later sentenced to 41 years in prison after pleading guilty to 3rd-degree rape. He will also be required to complete 19 months of supervised probation following his prison term and must register as a sex offender upon release.
That right there is a sick individual. I'm going to make an assumption that he may not have, he's not going to make it very far in prison. Remember, if it's one thing I've heard about prison, they don't play by the kid stuff now. And he started talking about some people that do some crazy. They don't play by the kid stuff. That's the one thing they don't play by is the kid stuff. You start messing with kids and they start, all of a sudden, their fraternal starts to show up. All of a sudden, all of them become dads. That's can't say I blame them. But you know, 41 years, I'm okay with the term. The 41 years is good. That's a good long, lengthy prison time. Keep him sequestered away from people. Perfect. 41 years. That'll bring him back out at 70. Yeah? Yeah, 70 years old. And a registered, yeah, okay, well, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I hope the girl can get some proper help, get people to look after her, that she can recover fully from this, that she does not harm herself, and that dad and mom work tirelessly to keep her safe, and that she can have a normal life, and that sickos like this be found. But the school administrative leave, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. You all need to start firing these people, not letting them hold on to their benefits and their titles and their jobs. Just stop with the crap. Just fire them. Get rid of them. If you want to rehire them later, do that. But get rid of them, please. Just fire them. Cut the ties. Stop with the crap. Let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know your 2 cents, 5 cents, 18 cents, whatever, 25 cents, whatever money you got. Put it on it. Let me know what you think. Some of you might actually know the person. Let me know that too. You might be familiar with a case like this. And what do you think the solution should be for this? And what do you think the punishment should actually be? Should it be a blanket one or should it be individualistic? Let me know what your thoughts are on this one. We'll look forward to your comments.
One wrong move, turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favorites, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up hype. Everything judge and play.